Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Legacy Flex podcast. And in today's episode, we're going to go little different and talk about what is mass movement and how in sales and marketing it is like important in doing a mass movement. Okay. We see mass movement in everything. Mass movement happened in every business wise. There's like a mass movement like Facebook or Instagram or or in technology ClickFunnels or um, Apple computers and all of this is like they are all mass movements which happen. Same, there was mass movements which happened. Well, the biggest mass movement happened was Catholic Church, right? I'm Catholic, and I know it is one of those biggest mass movements happening over many years, and there was what was common in it, like what actually made people follow and what made people actually pull out their uh, pull out their bank cards or like money and make it happen. Like the organization happened, purchases happen, all of that happened because of something, right? Like what is that? That is what we are actually going to discuss here. So we it doesn't really specifically relate to my business. It is related to every other business. So when it comes to mass movement, there are three things. Okay. So what are those three things? That's what I'm going to mention here. And also, like, how you can also create a mass movement in your own business so you will get to the next level and you can make the magic happen in your business. Okay. Not just business, like if you're running a nonprofit organization or you want to do like a charity fundraising, anything you related to uh, going out and talking to people involved, this can be used. So it can be used by like pretty much anybody who is involved in anything basically relating to others. So, um, so major thing in out of these three components is basically you. Like previously, we can actually brand. We used to say like a brand. So there was two ways you can actually do this. Either you actually brand like a branding of the company, or you can brand yourself. So your brand is basically what the first thing to come. Okay, so branding yourself or basically branding your business. Um, that is one of the major ones which comes in the first in the list. So okay, so people doesn't follow like uh, anybody random. It's basically your unique. When you get like show others like what's unique about you and what is your what's your brand about basically. So when you think about like what do you want to actually um, give to others, so where are you actually second part of this is like where are you actually taking these people. So when you have like an idea, this idea needs to get to people, and for them to get into your idea, you have to lead them. So how do you lead them? That is the second idea you need to think about. The third part of it is uh, the same products and services and all of that is probably is already out there. There are many people doing the exact same thing what you are doing. So when I'm running a financial service brokerage, I know that there are many people who are excellent out there. Like they're very good at what they are doing, and all of like a lot of people have like larger capacity to do the business as well. What is unique about my business? Okay, that's what we want to actually like understand. So these three, if you like draw it as a triangle. So the first thing is like you, then you actually say like, where am I moving these people to? And the third is uh, like what is unique to you, and what unique service or business you can provide to the people. So that's what that is the basics of mass movement is. Anything, any organization which gets into this mass movement strategy always wins. So we also want to get into this mass movement idea. So this is so personally, uh, we get a lot of thoughts during the day. Like in a minute, our brain thinks how many thoughts cells?
Good question.
Maybe we
Uh,
can we
I
can
think I have a lot of. I'm really hyperactive, so maybe like 1,000 thoughts a second.
Right. So every single person has that. And, our brain thinks a lot of things during the day, not just during the day. In a minute itself, there are shift of so many thoughts happening. So how can we take our thoughts and make it into this mass moment triangle which is happening for our own business. So when you have a, when you want this to happen, what you need to do is you have to write it on paper. You have no choice other than to use a paper and pen to write it down. Otherwise, this is not happening, okay? So basically, like, and I'm just saying paper and pen, you can use like whiteboard, whatever you want. But basically, draw out what you want to achieve. So where are you actually like heading, and all of that, you unless you write it down, there are thought processes happening, and it will not work out for you in the long run. And also when you go, there is something you can refer back to and look into it, and uh, talk to people about it and make it happen for you eventually. But all of that starts with you writing it down instead of you just like thinking in your head. So that is the basics. So when I started off, I actually thought like, okay, uh, what's unique about, like, what can I actually provide? Where do I want to actually see my people? How can I do it? Like, how can I become? So the first process, what was happening within me, like I was the one who was supposed to be changing. So I became a better version of myself. So that was the first part of it. Then what I did was, for leading the people, what is my focus on, what kind of team I want, what type of people I want to work with, and who are my ideal 100 clients and ideal 100 teammates. So those are some things I wrote down. And then I also wrote down like what unique and specific ideas I want to actually like give to people who are part of my team or part of my clientele. So when I wrote down all of this, it started happening for me. Slowly, all of this like revealed out for me. Like, the first part was like me as a person changing, right? What does that mean to me? So I assumed that, how will I act myself is if I have this many people in my team. How will I act uh, if I have this many clients? So though I imagined those thoughts first, and then I pre-planned things. Okay, I pre-planned everything for them, and then I started giving that message to people. Okay, like, you know, this mass movements basically happened like throughout history as well. Like, Gandhiji, Nelson Mandela, everybody had done this mass movements, and we are just like adopting it to ourselves. It's not new idea. It is like an old idea we are bringing in to our own life. Okay, we're just like targeting ourselves and doing things for ourselves. So, and then what's unique about me? What I can provide to others. So when I so that part when I came to that part of like what unique about me, can I give to others? So I was thinking about it, and I'm like, oh, I wish I had an idea. I wish I had like something specific I can give to people. What's my skills? I just don't know. Like, so I've been like, there's a lot of thinking process involved. Okay, when you are when you start becoming an entrepreneur, it's more in your thoughts before you actually make it actionable. And uh, before that happens, we think a lot. So then only this process basically happens. So then I was in the thought process for like many years of like, where am I heading, what do I want, what unique team I want. So uh, in that process, I also looked up to my mentor, and everybody else in my team, who are actually coaching me and training me to be the better version of myself. Like, and I met some mentors of mine, like the activities they are doing. So in that process, that's where I found out that a lot of these people are uh, changing in their mindset. Uh, and then so I went through also a different path, and I wanted to share that uniqueness of mine. So that is what I'm going to actually mention here today. Mass movement wise, what am I actually doing for others? So something different I am doing compared to, I don't actually go ahead. I do teach my team specifically on how to do a sales, or like how they can script out in the beginning, or how they can start off and how to find the leads and everything. All of that is there in the scene, but majority of the time what I want to focus on is changing their minds, changing their mindset. So something unique about me is uh, changing the minds is what I want. So I'm gonna actually get into a story of mine, so people can actually like understand this a little bit more. So in 2016, while I was having struggles with my permanent residence, nothing is happening in life, and uh, most of the time, everything else is happening around us. But also when we are having like horrible relationships too, that is where like you get really depressed at that time. So this one time I was like, I was living in someone's basement. There was nothing happening in my life for many years, and I thought like, I will never get out of it. I will never come out of this place. I don't have any future. I don't think I will have a family even one day. And I was very depressed. I never thought about like um, being uh, anywhere in my life, anywhere. Just basically like a person who could sit and think about the past, and cry about the past, and never sees a future at all. So that was me. So that's when my brother once sent me a video of Dr. Wayne Dyer. Okay, so Dr. Wayne Dyer, I saw this video of his. Uh, and then I was go. I wanted to look for that video though.
Maybe we can put it
Okay.
on the, yeah. I will ask the editor to
Okay.
put it.
So he was talking. So basically, I watched his video, and then what happened was I started shifting it started shifting my mind. I didn't understand the whole video. What he is talking about. He is talking about like changing of mindset, law of assumption, uh, all of that. But I did not know any of this in the beginning. When I went through the first time listening to that video, all I found out was I can actually move to the next level, but by just like, by just imagining it has happened already, and thanking God for that, like, thank you God for this happened in my life. So or like, uh, this much money happened in my life. So then I thought, okay, that's a good idea, maybe I should try it out. So at that time, when you don't have a work permit, you barely like basically pick up any job you can get. So I was working at a warehouse, like, just basically to cover my bills and everything. So I was there, picking up these packages and doing all of that, like just basic warehouse job. And when I was doing that, I was like, thank you God for the next level, like, and then I was sitting there and um, just every day I was thanking God for the next level. And I imagined that I'm getting a better position. And guess what happened? In 1 month, like supervisor left, and I got into that supervisory position there. And it felt amazing. So then from there on, I started assuming things and making one thing at a time happen, and getting into like more like so there is a meditation by Saint Wayne Dyer. I am that I am. So in Bible it says like, I am. So Moses asked God, who should I tell, like, who you are? So the God says like, I am that I am. So basically anything you say I am, positive or negative, it will happen. So uh, when I thought about it, I'm like, I will never actually say anything negative about myself. I will switch it around and make it into a positive thing. So then eventually I started making it as a mantra, like, I am successful, right? And it was a shift. It was a mental shift happened for me, and I just basically moved to the next level. And then this business found me, or I found the business, whatever way we want to say it. It's uh, all the universe or God, whatever you want to say. If you're religious, you can call God, but otherwise, you can call it universe. So, whatever that is, what you believe in, the higher power brings things to you when you're. It's almost like a channeling of a radio frequency, right? So things happens to you on its way, but you have to channel into it. So we really do not have that idea most of the time. A lot of times people are like, when we hear something like this, people just brush it off by saying, oh, it's a motivational talk she is doing, or like, it is not for me, or like, oh, she's already like doing something big, and that is where she's from. When I say, like, I picked up myself from a warehouse, you can relate to me. This is what I want to actually like mention, because it's not, I wasn't, I was in somewhere, man. Like, it is basically, I was down to earth, right? Like at that point, like, there is, I was dust, I want to say. I was, people used to walk over me. People used to um, talk also like not good to me. I changed all of that about myself. I changed it all into positive conversations. And then that is when miracles started happening in my life. So, where am I heading with this, with the podcast? Where am I heading with the business? I want to say uh, all of mindset building, changing your own mindset, changing your perspective of yourself is what is actually needed for you to achieve the next level. Not just like in in business, or just in one area of your life. This changes everything. Your entire life changes with it. And that's the message I want to give to others. That is the only message I want to actually do to this like do through this channel. Okay, so where that's where I am. So when I started, like, this business found me, and then I got a mentor who is also like doing a lot of mindset changing activities. So I instantly got connected with him, and uh, I want to, and then in between, a lot of other business owners and businesses came into my life, um, and just told me like different ideas of like, a lot of people came back and told me different ideas about like how you can get another opportunity, or start another business, or there's a lot out there, you can make a lot of money. And people were talking, but I was like, I like this path I am in. I like the path where I am going, and like being conscious, being improved in my own mindset, and being the best version of myself is what I wanted. And being not a girl, and I'm not, I'm in Canada, but I was even in a, like, here people talk about like, okay, you are a woman of color, right? And or like you are nobody here when you come here to Canada. I have heard like everybody talking about all of these things, like we are nothing when we come here. We had something back home, but my situation was the opposite. I was like, i I was I I was restricted in all sense, like living in India, and here I do have like freedom, and as a girl, it was like more important for me uh, to change that, all of that, and it never happened. I was, nothing changed for me. Nothing changed for me moving from India to Canada. My lifestyle, my life did not move at all until I changed within myself, like changing my own perspective of myself. And all of this changed because this mindset moment happened. So even though people were talking about like, okay, you can have other businesses, you can do whatever other things, I'm like, I am so connected to this mentor. He's doing something amazing, not just money, he's doing something mindset wise. So I used to go into the office just to see what he is doing, and I wanted to like hear about what he is doing. So he used to run these early morning classes, like a coaching and all that. So I used to go in just to actually hear what he's doing. Okay, so and then he showed, he made us listen to one of the recordings he have that running with the music in the background while he's running on the treadmill. And one of these days I will invite him to the podcast. uh, but so he was like, and he's reading a lot of books, he's writing his goals down. I have never seen anybody doing all of this. I i didn't had anybody to look up to basically in all my life. So I'm like, this is unique, this is what I want, and this is what I will be doing. And so for me, I also want the, I don't want anything else. This is exactly what I want for my team as well. Not just my team, anybody who is following me here on Legacy Flex podcast, or any on YouTube, anywhere. This is the unique thing I have to offer for this is my offer to everyone else, like changing yourself is the change. The change comes from within, and the change actually expands. And this is the mass movement marketing for me. And uh, everybody talks about sales marketing, nothing from my side. This is the mass movement I want to do, and this is what Legacy Flex podcast is about.
Okay. And
Yeah.
okay, so I'm gonna switch to myself. Hello, Anu. Very good episode today.
Yeah.
Um, uh, so I would say like small. It's not a question, but like I really love the triangle thing, and it reminded me of the golden circle of Simon Sinek. I don't know if you know that
No,
one.
maybe you can explain a
So
little.
basically, each company has three main core questions,
Mm-hmm.
and it's basically the why,
Yeah.
the how and the what. So the why is really the like the mission of the company.
Yeah.
The how is w- how are you like putting yourself out there, and the what is really at the end. What is your product or service that you want?
Problem solve. I mean,
Yeah,
if we say business owners are problem solvers,
mhm,
so what's the problem we are basically solving here?
exactly.
Yeah.
I really like felt that during that episode you had a really strong why,
Yeah.
and the rule of Simon Sinek is always like start with the why.
Yeah.
And do you have like any advice to anyone starting a business out there, like why the why is that important?
Knowing your why is the first and foremost thing in any business. Why do you want to do the business? Like your why is, it has to be. Uh, so this is something when you go to see Tony Robbins and all, when they do the business mastery program or his mastermind programs and everything, they don't actually like teach people how to do the business, how to do their business. Okay, they changed people's like mind from like like okay, why you're doing this, and what is the deepest desire inside of you for you to do this. Okay, so when you ask me what is your why, it was my why to to secure my family and their finances. So I thought like finance itself is the biggest topic for my family. So there are rich people doing something differently than what my class average family is doing. I want to learn about it, right? That was, and I want to get into it. That was my why when I started off. So uh, then they also say that, you know, when you write your why, your why has to make you cry. So I have seen it in one of our um, like I said, like we have a lot of mentorship we get through our business. So this is one thing happened uh, in one of the sessions. Like the person who was leading the session, he made a person stand up, ask him about the why. He went more deeper and deeper into it. This person, I saw him like sobbing like a baby over there, and literally when I'm when I'm see when I'm like actually saying this, the people who are listening to this probably know who it is because they all know me, and this is their stories. I'm not saying the names or anything, but when he came back, I saw him hitting his 200K 300K like so fast. Like that was the why has to hurt you deep enough for you to move to the next level.
That's really very impressive. Well, thank you, Anu, for your time. And if you guys again have any questions for Anu, please leave it in the episode itself or in that Q&A section. And yeah.
I also want to actually like provide a freebie with this episode. Like, so it's like a like mass movement activity chart, which you can create yourself. So you can actually download it down below the video. So like on my YouTube channel, you can actually download it and use it as your own. It's a template for you to go ahead and write down all of this like on basically a template, so you can it's like a workbook or work a page which you can use instead of just thinking in your head. Like I said, like in the episode, always put it in paper so you can go back and read it. So this is something you can use.
Okay. Thank you, Anu.
Thank you.